Okay. So in the last class, in the yesterday demo session, right? Just I was briefing you about, right? Python. So Python is a high level language. It's easily understandable, human understandable, portable, and machine independent. Can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Just we take a minute or two to discuss, to just brief you about what was discussed, right? Right. Python multi-programming features we see in Python. Python has got multi-programming features. That's the reason we call Python as a hybrid language. It has got a procedural oriented programming features, object oriented programming features, scripting features, and modular programming features, right? So example like a C language, like C++, like shell scripting, right, and modules, right, we have got in Python. So if we combine all this, right, we are going to develop many applications using Python. So as part of our course, we'll be discussing like procedural oriented, object oriented scripting and modular programming, right, as part of our course, right? Yes. So the usage of Python, right, if you go back like 10 years, it was just 3% used in the industry, very less. But currently, if you see after 10 years, like 2020, it was 31% used, mostly used or widely used in the current industry, right? Yes. Please try to be in mute, everyone. So if you've got any queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the queries. But if you've got any queries related to the specific topic, right, you can unmute and you can ask me, right? So I was 89,300 inbuilt modules Python providing for different domains, right? For every domain, Python has got modules for data science, big data, for testing, networking, operating systems, for databases, working with files, for statistics, generating graphs, for embedded systems, right? And what kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Web applications. Python mostly used of creating web applications, right? Using a framework like Django framework. At a rapid speed, we can develop a web application using Django framework, where we have got flexible options. It has got its own database. It has got its own application server, right? Using which we can develop varieties of applications, right? For automation applications, Python is preferred. Using technologies like data science, implementation goes in Python. IoT coding, the scripts, we are going to write scripts in Python. In AWS or DevOps also, we are going to write scripts in Python, right? Big data, you have got like Hadoop and Spark, especially Spark, right? Very high speed processing. Implementation goes in Python, PySpark, we say. For scientific and numerical analysis, right? You've got models like NumPy, CP. For graphical user interface and animations, we've got models like TK-Inter, PyQt modules. No need to write huge codings. We've got built-in functions or functionalities, right? Gaming or game development. We have got not only the models like frameworks, especially Python providing a framework for gaming, right? Pygame and PyCara are the two famous frameworks given by Python for game development. And PySci is a 3D rendering library, right? And scheduling tasks, we have got Airflow for test cases or testing, right? And for software development, it's Python used as a support language. For business application, it's one of the best choice for choosing Python for e-commerce websites, right? Yes. And for database applications, where Python can connect with any database, and can perform the database related operations. Network programming, network applications are for network programming, right? So separately for network programming, twisted Python, right? Yes, it's a framework given by Python for network applications, right? Web scraping or extracting data from different websites using module like URL-lib module. Beautiful soup, right? And for audio and video applications, Python, we can develop many applications. Some applications already developed using Python, like Team Player, C Play, embedded applications, right? Even The most famous embedded application developed using Python, Raspberry Pi, right, which uses Python scripting, CAD application or 3D CAD, right? Yes, for CAD applications are computer aided designing or 3D CAD, and for computer vision, object detection, face detection, color detections for these kinds, for data analysis, and for robotics, for writing scripts, and for desktop applications, single user applications, right? And I was just briefing who are using Python today, right? Which companies and topmost applications built using Python, right? Google using Python for its web search systems, Yahoo using Python, YouTube using Python for its video sharing service, Uber, Uber using Python, Uber pricing algorithm, right, implemented using Python. Instagram is built by using Python. So because of this simplicity and its practicality of Python, Dropbox, Quora, Pinterest, these are the applications built using Python. NASA using Python because of this multi features. BitTorrent uses Python for its file sharing service. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, uses Python scripting. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Reddit, built by using Python. Ironport email server uses more than 1 million lines of Python code to do its job. iRobot for military and commercial applications. Hardware testing, right? Companies, if you go like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these, they use Python for hardware testing. And the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, some of the reasons, right? So which makes Python suddenly super popular. Firstly, very less, today I'll be going to show you, right, very less coding. These things, this all I'm going to show you. Very less code you are going to see in Python. Simple and easy syntaxes as compared with other programming. Multi-programming features, right? Yes. Interactive mode, we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. Wide varieties of application. Wide varieties of applications can be developed, right? And many built-in libraries. Wide varieties of applications, many built-in libraries, right? Yes. Okay. So today, if yesterday I was just, most of you were just saying, right, if anyone from non-programming or zero programming, like, you can just check. Just I'm going to show you some sample snippets of Python, right? The codings of Python, how they look. You can just observe how simple and looks like normal English statements, right? Not as complex as other programming. I will take a task, a small task. I'll try to write in different programming languages. First, I'll write in other programming, and next I'll come back to Python. How simple and very less coding you are going to see in Python. You can compare, right? Yes. A task. Now observe this Python comparison with other programming. Yes. Python comparison with other programming, right? Yes. So everything I'll be typing and showing you, even that codings, everything, or the program code, how to develop the code. So there won't be any pre-returns or task is accepting two values from the user keyboard, two values from the user keyboard, and performing addition. I want to performing addition, right? Yes. The two major programming languages in the market, Python and Java, right? Yes. Both are used for enterprise applications creations, but first I'll write it using Java. First using Java, right? Yes. Using Java. Just if you've got knowledge in Java, you can just go through the following code, right? Import java.io.start. Every statement ends with semicolon. Class sample, a class public static void main, string aux, throws IO exception, right? Input stream reader, new input stream reader, right? System.in, right? Semicolon, buffered reader, br equal to new buffered reader, right? Buffered reader, okay, so ends with semicolon. System.out.println, system.out.println, right? Enter the first number. So whatever number you are entering by default taken as a string type, right? Yes. Later we are supposed to convert to integer type int I using a method called integer dot parse int I in uppercase, right? Of which one? S1. S1 is the string. Okay, repeat the same for the second number also. These 3 lines I'm repeating for the second number also. Yes. Enter the second number, right? String s2 br dot read line, right? Int j integer dot parse int of string to s2, right? Yes. Finally saying system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println, right? I saying I plus j, right? Yes. Closing it, closing this. Yes. This is what the coding in Java programming, right? I'll just take a minute or two. I'll show you the execution in both Python and Java. So just I'll copy to a separate notepad file, right? Save it. So I'm going to save all these program codes. So I'll create a separate folder for this batch, and I'll be saving all that program codes, programs within this. Okay, I'm creating a folder Python 9 p.m. batch, right? 9 p.m. batch. Yes. So within this, I'm going to save all these Python files. So here, as of now, sample.java, right? So just at the bottom search panel, type cmd and go to the command prompt. Come out of this path, go to the path where your file is available, Python 9 p.m. batch, right? Yes. Within there, compile your Java code, sample.java, right? Yes. Yes, if any errors will display the errors here, no errors, right? Java sample, directly we are executing the code. Java sample, enter the first number 10, enter the second number 20, sum is what? 30, right? Yes, this is the output, right? Entering 2 numbers. But how many of you have understood this code, right? This Java code, right? So it looks little complex to understand as compared with other programs, right? Here, what is class, what is public static void main, what is input stream reader, what is buffer reader. We can also use scanner classes also. So br dot read line, integer dot parsing. So if you observe these statements, right, They are complex to understand without the programming knowledge of Java. And also, if you see the coding, it nearly takes 10 to 12 lines of code. The same task I'm going to write in Python now with not more than 3 lines. And also observe this coding of this Python statements of Python looks like normal English statements, right? So in the start programs, right, just I'm opening this Python shell. Python 3.10 is the version, right? Python shell gets opened. File, new file, right? I'm writing the code here. Take two values and perform sum. That's it, right? So for that, x equal to input function is that we have got input function in Python. Using that, we will enter the value of x. Enter the value of x. Input function, right? Enter the value of y. Enter value of x. Enter value of y. Print x plus y. That's it. This is the coding in Python, right? For the same task, the coding in Python looks like normal English statements. I said very simple, very less coding. First line, what you are doing, enter value of x, whatever you are entering will be assigned to x. Enter value of y, whatever you are entering will be assigned to y. Print x plus y. But here also in Python, like Java, whatever you are entering accepted in the form of a string only, right? So we need to convert it to integer to perform addition. Typecasting, int of, you need to say everything keep within the int. Very simple. Typecasting also very simple in Python. Keep everything within the int function. So before you are assigning to x or y, before you are assigning to x or before you are assigning to y, right? Yes. They are converted to integer. Convert to integer, assign to x, convert to integer and assign to y. Print x plus y, right? Okay, now just save it. So I created a separate folder for this batch, Python 9 p.m. right? So 9 p.m. batch, yes. So save it as some test1.py, test1.py, any name .py extension. Run module now. Enter value of x 10, enter value for y 20. Sum is what? 30, right? Yes. Sum is what? 30. Understood. This is what the coding. I'll show you some more examples on this Python, right? How this codings of Python looks. 1 second. Okay. So here, observe this one more example. In other programming languages, we say array of values, array of elements, right? Yes, array of elements. Okay. Mm, here in Python, we say list of values. I'm taking some list, squared bracket, some values I'm taking, random values, 50, 10, 40, 30, 20, right? Yes. I've taken some values like this. Print X means prints the as it is. It is going to print as it is, the list. But here I've taken a very small list. But if you've got some hundreds or hundreds of elements, right? I want to know the number of elements present within that list if you've got more elements. Len of x, length of x, right? Number of elements within that. If I want to find the maximum value, if you've got hundreds of elements, I want to know the max value. Max of which list? X list. What is that? 50. I want to find the min element, min of x. Min of which list? X list. Max of x, right? 50. Min of x is what? 10. Okay. Max of x is 50. Min of x is what? 10. So here in other programming, first you will be comparing with each and every element, you will iterate and finally it returns the max. But here just max of which list x, it returns the 50. Min of which list x. I want to find the sum 50 plus 10 plus 40 plus 30 plus 20. In other programming, you will take the initial value of sum as 0. You will iterate one by one, value will be added to the sum and finally write. Fine. Sum of x. Here, if you want to find the sum of all the elements, sum of x, right? Sum of all the elements. Fifty, 10, 40, 30, 20, right? Max, min, sum, right? If I want sum of x means sum of all, once observe this output once, run module. Len means what? 5. Number of max means 50, min means 10. Sum of all the elements 150, right? Yes. If I want to arrange all the elements in a particular order, ascending order, sorted order, right? Print one more like sorted of x, that's it. It arranges all the elements in ascending order. Sorted of x, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yes. Once again, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Fine. Thank you. And for example, if I want in descending order, if I want to print in, we doesn't have any separate function for it, sorted of x only, but sorted of x means you will get in ascending order. The ascending order, if you reverse it, you will get in descending, right? So just to say reverse equal to true. By default, it will be false. We need to set to true. Now we'll see in descending order, right? Observe this output. So 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, right? Yes. In this way, we have got many built-in functionalities in Python. We would no need to write huge codings. The statements look like normal English statements. Many built-in libraries, modules, 8,000s of modules Python has got for inbuilt modules for different domains. So to understand, right, what is module and the codings of Python, just you can observe two things. One is you can just observe the coding of Python. Second is the importance of modules in Python. For that, one more example I give, right? To work with a module, I'll just take one module and work with it, right? Commonly used module, right? Import math module, I'll take math for all the mathematical operations, right? I want to check what is present within this math module. I want to see the directory of it, dir of math. It will print all the properties present within the math module. Save it first. Any name dot py, right? Any name dot py. Okay. Run model, check it. If I execute it, you can see the directory of this math module. So fmod, log, sine, signage, square root, tan. These are all these properties of math module. Okay, there are some variables like pi. Pi is one variable, e is one variable. If you observe this, e is one variable, pi is one variable, tau is one variable here, right? If you want to print any value of something, a mathematical functionality, print yes, what is the module name? Math. Within the math model, what you want to print? Pi value. Check it. Similarly, I want to print the e value. Math dot within the math model e value. Just check it. It is going to print the pi value and e value. Pi value is what? 3.14. E value 2.71. For example, you don't know how to use a functionality present within a module. For example, square root is there. You don't know how to use square root, right? You don't know how to use the square root. Python is going to help you. Python is going to help you with the syntax. How to work with square root. There is a function called help function. Just like print function, you got help function. Help on what? Math. Within the math, I want help on square root. Now check it. It is going to help you how to work with it. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting value x. It returns the square root of x. You are supposed to provide one value x. It returns the square root of that x. It is square root of x, right? It returns the square root of. Okay, provide one value. It is asking to provide one value x. If you provide, it returns the square root of that whatever value you have entered, right? Just observe now. We are supposed to provide one value. Print, right? Math dot sqrt of math dot sqrt of 16. Fine. Now run module. If I say
hello, can you please tell another time help module once?
help model, right? So here help
Yes,
is a
yes.
function, just like a print. Print, if you are printing something, help if you want help on a particular functionality. On a square root I want. You don't know how to work with square root. So help I want. You want help on what? Within the math module, there is a functionality called square root. I want help on that. If you go and check, right, it is providing the entire format of that. Help on built-in functions square root in the module math. So it is saying clearly square root, provide one value x to it. So that if you provide one value x to it, it returns the square root of that x is saying. So what I am doing now, I am providing the same. I provided the same, right? Within the math square root, I have provided one value x. What is that? 16. So what it is giving? The square root value 4, right? Understanding. So just one many values. One value I should provide, two values I should provide, that everything it is going with that, right? How many values should I provide for this particular function? And it's a built-in function. We don't have to write codings here. Now, for example, you don't know any other functionality, like for example, if you take POW is there. What is POW? You don't know. You doesn't have the idea about the functionality. If you want to check what it is, just say help on it. Power function, right? So help on what? Which model? Math model. Within the math model, which one you POW, right? Now check run module, right? Now check it help on built-in function power in the module method. What it is power, you're supposed to provide two values to provide it. It returns what? X to the power of 5. This is the power symbol in Python, double star. Power symbol in Python, right? X to the power of 5. So it is clearly saying in the bracket. What is this double star? Nothing to the power of 5. Now check it, provide two values to the power function and see whether it is giving the output or not, right? Now print which model? Math model. Which functionality? Power. How many values? To x comma y. It is clearly saying here also we need to provide x comma y. It will return power of 5. So 10 comma 3, x value 10, y value 3. The result, run, run module. What is the output? 10 comma 3, 10 to the power of 3000, right? Understand? In this way, you can just dig one by one, one by one. You can say help on power, help on square root, help on any other functionality, and you can just work on it, right? Just as we did, you doesn't have any idea about this, still didn't discuss anything about this, but still I am saying the importance of models, how to use it, how to work it. No need to write codings, the statements how they do. For example, yesterday I was just saying Python is the only language using writing code and generating graphs, right? Graph in Python is very simple as compared with other programming. Uh, Okay, so even without any knowledge, you doesn't have any knowledge on Python. So still I can make you, I hope I can make you understand. It looks like normal English, but we have got a inbuilt module, matplotlib, matplotlib, right? Yes.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Voice is not clear. One second.
Your voice is breaking.
Oh,
Screen
Yes, sir.
also late.
Your voice is not clear, sir.
Okay. Okay, actually there is a power cut just 2 minutes back. So I'm just using the other resource. So I think it's very slow. The net is slow. So just manage for 5-10 minutes. I think it's from last 5 minutes you are facing this problem.
Yes, Vijay.
Yes, 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 Vijay.
Your screen also sometimes struck.
Just hold on for 1 minute, just 1 second. Yes, now it's fine, I hope, right? Now I connected to other network.
Yeah, better.
Yes, fine, right? Yeah, so just I was saying, right, I'll just give you 1 or 2 examples, right? How simple generating graphs. You can just observe the coding and the importance of models. There is a module in Python, matplotlib, for plotting, right? Different types of graphs, normal graphs, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graphs, right? Matplotlib, this is the inbuilt module. Within that, we have got a built-in function, built-in property, right? Pie plot. So matplotlib dot pie plot within that for plotting. So instead of using this very big name always in your program code, instead of using this very big every time to use this in my program code, I'll take a shortcut name or alias name as P, I will say, otherwise some PLT I'm saying. This instead of this, I'm using alias name, shortcut name as PLT. PLT means what? This thing. Now we check to plot a graph, right? You require X coordinate and Y coordinate. So PLT dot plot, there is a function called plot for plotting X and Y coordinate, right? 1, 2, 3. These are X coordinate values I have given. List of values, X coordinates, Y coordinate values I'm giving like this. Okay. Okay, in this way I'm giving, right? These are X coordinate values, Y coordinates values. Based on these coordinates, plot a graph. Plot the graph and plot plt dot show. So save it. Run module, right? So it takes time little. Yeah, this is the graph, right? Generated. See the X coordinate values. Min value is 1 in, max value 3. Min value 1, max value 3. Between these, the values are computed. Y coordinate value, min is 4, max is 7. Y coordinate, min is 4, max is 7. For 1, 5. 2, 7. 3, 4. If you're moving this cursor, can you see at the bottom right corner, the X and Y coordinates changing, right? If you want to save it, there is save option available, right? It's a solid line, solid blue color, right? You got a graph, solid graph with blue color, but I want some dotted line type. I want a graph with dotted line. Just keep comma here.
So we can change the graph line as a color.
Yes, color also. I'm just going to say that. So first I'll change that dotted line format I want. Run module. Can you check it now? You will get in dotted line format in this way. Or if we just see, I doesn't want this dotted. I want to just plot. I want only the points. I want points. Just say over here. Later it will be demonstrated, right, in brief in our course about this all these things. But just observe a simple generating graph. Plot only plots you will get now. I have given over, right? For 1, 5. For 2, 7. For 3, 4, right? You can get only the plots here. Or for example, if you're taking hyphen, I want some blue. By default you are getting in blue color. I want the color as red. Say COLOR, color equal to what color you want? Red color, you say. That's it. You will get in red color. Run module. Are you getting in red color? Check it. Red color you got, right? Yes. So in this way, it's simple to generate graph, right? For example, age values and income values are given. Age and incomes, age values and income values, salaries for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, right? So for 30 years, assume the salary was that for that person, the 30 years aged person, it's 40,000. For 40 years, the salary is 50,000. For this, the person with age 50, he has got salary of 45,000. The person with age 60 has got a salary of 60,000, right? Now, plot a graph based on this age and salary values, how the graph is. 4 age values for the 4 persons, 4 salaries are given. Plot a graph. Run module. So the first line remains same for every plot, right? Plot, that is the module that we are using. For 30 years, it is 40. For 40 years, it is 50,000. For 50, it is what? 45,000. For 60, it is 60,000, right? Okay, fine. Now, see, if you observe this graph, right? If you observe this graph within this x coordinate and y coordinate values, I want some label for this x coordinate, label for y coordinate, title for the graph, right? Just chapter this. I want plt dot x-axis label. X label means x-axis label. What is that? Age. I want age. And similarly, plt dot y label, y-axis label I want, right? Salary or income, right? Title I want for that heading. I want title. Plt dot title, right? Title for that. Some sample graph, right? Yes. Just observe. You will get this. Run module. Run module, right? Yes. You got age here, salary here, heading here, sample graph, right? Just I was showing you like generating graphs, x-axis label age. See the statements, right? Here you're giving age as the x label, salary as y-axis label, sample graph as title. Here x coordinate and y coordinates you are given. Plot, you are asking plot, right? How normal English statements, right? They're not as complex. So before I go, right, one last example, right? One complex graph I'll show you. I'll still you can I can make you understand, right? stack plot. For example, if you've got 5 days or 4 days, right? What activities you did? How did you spend each day? Just visualize by using a graph. So stack plot, a typical graph, right? To show all this, right? So it's just check this. The first line remains same. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. I said same thing. Matplotlib is the module. Pyplot is the functionality property as plt. How many days? 5 days. Days is 5 days. What are the activities we do if you get a holiday, right? It's playing, working, eating, sleeping, right? 4 activities. So day 1, 7 hours spent for sleeping, 2 hours for eating, 7 hours for working, 8 hours for playing. 7 plus 2, 9 plus 7, 16 plus 8, 24 hours. These 4 activities, right? And day 2, sleeping increased, eating increased, working also increased, playing decreased. Day 3, 24 hours. Day 4, day 5. In this way, like the time is given. I want a stack plot. I want a stack plot. Previously, normally, if I say plot, normal plot. Stack plot means, okay, now you will get days as the x, this days as x coordinate. All these 4 activities I'm taking as y coordinates. 4 activities. For these 4 activities, 4 colors I want: magenta, cyan, red, black. These abbreviations I'll be saying you. For every color, there is one abbreviation. X-axis label days, y-axis label hours. Title for the graph, interesting graph, right? So you can just say run module. Just a graph. See the stack plot, how it is going to generate, right? This is the stack plot. Say days as x coordinate, hours as y coordinate. Title for this: day 1 you take first 7 hours, see the violet color, 7 hours for sleeping. Next 2 hours, see the blue color, for eating. This red color, 7 hours for working. This black for playing. Day 2, sleeping increased, eating increased, working also increased, playing decreased. Day 3 there is a decreased. Day 4 again it is increased. Day 5 again decreased, right? So if you want to save, you can just say save this figure at the bottom. It will ask to browse where to save it. So this is graph, right? Stack plot we say. So this is the observe the statements. Here you are given days. Here you are given that hours for each day, hours for eating, for working, and for sleeping. Stack plot I want. X coordinate, all these 4 as y coordinates. The colors are given. X axis label you have given, y axis label, title. So looks like normal English statements, right? They are not very complex to understand, even though it doesn't still it is not discussed, right? So later we'll discuss step by step, right? The basics of this plottings, how to plot, what are the requirements, and how to work on it, how to install this matplotlib module, right? Everything we will be discussing as part of our course later, but just I was showing you some examples today, how this Python code compared with other language code, how simple, very less coding, looks like normal English statements, right? Yes. This was, I was showing one math module, I was showing one graph, normal graph, right? Yes. So here plt.plot age and salary, right? So if I say plot plot normal graph, you will get it. Instead of plot, if I say bar graph gets generated. Just be a saying bar. If I, instead of this plot, if I say HIST, histogram gets generated. Instead of plot, if I say PIE, pie graph gets generated. Instead of plot, scatter, if I say scatter plot, just now stack plot will be generated, right? In this way. Yes. So that's okay. From the tomorrow, just I'll be starting with the basic part of Python, right? So from tomorrow, I'll be just starting with the basic part of the part and try to be regular to the sessions. Try to interact, and from once I enter into the practical part, I want you people to interact with, give the response through voice, right? You can unmute and you can give the voice. For every statement I type, you'll be just responding. I want the sessions to be live by interaction from both the sides, and either you respond through voice or through chat panel, right? Yes. Sriram, please, you are not supposed to write anything. Sriram will be removed from the meeting.
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, regarding Django classes will go parallel to this Python or it will go on weekends, sir?
So 1 second. So here Python and Django, right? Those who prefer for Django, multiple batches of Django I'll be discussing, right? So if you can attend weekend batches are there for Django, parallelly you can go, right? Attend it.
Okay.
2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday.
Okay.
Django sessions parallelly. Before I'm saying, right, those who are attending Django, right? I'm giving these things freely, right? HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, part of JavaScript. I'll be-
Sir, already Django has started, right? They will merge with that batch or it will be new, like for us?
I was saying that multiple Django batches will be there. Yes,
Okay.
if anyone if you're already attending can attend it. So HTML, I was just saying some part of HTML. Already one Django batch recently started. HTML is getting discussed right in that. Next, the other things will be discussed. By the time I discuss this, right, but your Python syllabus also like Python core gets completed. But once we go with Python advanced, you'll be going with Django introduction, the other things, right? Yes.
Okay.
So you can, if anybody wants to go parallelly, or if you want to first you complete Python, later if you want, if you got time, that way you can go. Yeah, multiple. Once you get registered, right, you can attend any of my batches, Python or Django, right?
Yes, sir. One more thing is regarding this course fees, like they were not responding properly. The administration today I have spoke with them.
Yeah,
They
okay.
don't have like correct timetable regarding Django classes because when I asked them they told that even they don't know
No,
about
no, no,
Django.
no, no. Actually, they doesn't know really, because it is myself. I need to update them, right? If any new batch is going to, right? I didn't
Yes.
have, why? Because recently 1 week ago a Django batch is started in the weekend. The next Django batch still I need to intimate them, right? Then only they can say you. It's
Okay.
regarding to the Django batches, other things, right? Directly students will
Yeah.
be interacting with me. Why? Because after you people gets enrolled and registered into this Python course, right? Within 2 or 3, within this next 2 days, a WhatsApp group will be created where you can have direct interaction with me. Anything related to this Python or Django, you can interact, or you can just ping me in the group, right? I'll be intimating this. Yes. Whenever any Django batch starts, it will be intimated too, right? So if
Your voice is breaking. Can you repeat one more time?
just I was so when the people gets enrolled into this, right, Python course,
Okay.
a WhatsApp group will be created from the enrolled students for this 9 p.m. batch. A WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussions. And not only that, if anybody asking for any of our Django related queries when it is batch starting, any other things, you can ping in that group. Just I'll be intimating.
Sir, may I know this lecture is do we have the Django for this lecture today?
Django, no, Python plus Django, right?
Yeah.
Courses for Python and Django. Django, I was just saying, right? Web applications creations, MVT architecture. So I'm going to discuss nearly 20 plus applications creations in that. How to create a step by step, how to create that apps applications, right? Using this Python. Prerequisite is Python, and also these things, right? I'll be giving freely. I said these things, right? Along with this course.
For Django, how to join another batch? Is it like that?
So it was
In
said
this batch, we are doing only the basic for the Python. Is it?
not basics, entire. It's like 80 hours course, right? Python.
Okay.
Only Python, excluding Django.
Including Django or excluding Django?
Excluding.
Okay.
80 hours course. It's just it is given for an offer fee of just 5K, 5,000.
Okay.
And this is for Python, right? Python.
Okay. Got it.
So in depth, we will be learning about Python core, Python advanced and application oriented modules in this. And Django is separate, where you will be learning nearly 45 to 50 hours. 50 hours of course. It is also actually previously the fee was 8K. Now it was just given for 5K. If you are taking like a combo package, both, right? It is given for 9K, right? This is that offer given. If you are taking as a combo package, it is just so once Python will be started. So after that, whenever Django batch starts, right, parallelly you can go with the Django. Right? People can attend the Django batches parallelly. Fine. So 80 hours for this, 50, totally 130 hours for both. If you go parallelly, you can complete in 80 to 80 within this 2.5 to 3 months, right?
So we are
This is
parallel. Can you can you do something favor for that? Like
Which one?
like Django parallelly. I'm interested like parallelly going with Python and Django. Is there any slot for that?
Yes. Come, definitely, right. So parallelly, those people who go parallelly also, definitely I'll be just intimating you those whenever any Django batch starts, compulsorily I'll be intimating. Recently one weekend batch started. Even if you want the videos, you can go through. If you want to attend it, you can go with it. Just HTML, still Django, not HTML, basics of HTML, it was discussed in that. Still Django will be started later after I discuss these things, right?
Okay.
Fine. Okay.
Vijay, one question. So how about the material and
Yeah.
if we miss
So-
any class, do we get the
so-
video sessions or how about?
So every session is a video recorded. You will be getting the recorded video. See, have you got the recorded video of yesterday? Anyone, can you please confirm?
No, I didn't get.
So
No,
anyone,
no.
No, sir, no.
check your Google Drive, right? Everyone check whatever mail ID, check your Google Drive. In that, if you can say shared with me option will be there. And Google Drive shared with me. In the Google Drive, right? Or check it any Python related, it's shared with me. Otherwise, okay, tomorrow in the early hours, you'll be getting the videos, right? Last 2 days videos, you'll be getting it if you are not got. So, okay, fine. Once, okay, you'll be getting the video, not a problem. Once you get enrolled, you'll be getting a folder link will be given to you. Google Drive folder link will be given to you. Python 9 p.m. batch folder link. Every day, one video will be added to that. You will be just looking into that, right? And notes, clear notes will be provided. Notes I'll be forwarding directly to your mail IDs. Videos will be taken care by the online team. Online team will be taking, they'll be uploading the videos daily to that drive, right? Okay, not a worry. So the contact details of that online team will be provided to every student tomorrow. If you can see that contact details of the online team, otherwise just hold on. If any related to the queries, okay, I can provide you that online team number now itself. If any videos regarding are related to any fees related, you can just call to this, right? Tomorrow you will be getting, everyone, you will be getting mails related to this. Check just 9246 212 3. Okay, this is what the contact details, right? Okay, you can just contact for any queries you have got, but they'll be busy calling, right, the students, other things all the time. So patiently can just if but once you got enrolled, you will be direct contact with me. If anything you can just directly say me related to any other things. Fine. Any other queries? So this is Python Django. If you want, you can just go with Python plus Django, both. Otherwise only Python, like 80 hours. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be starting with the basics of Python, right? I'll be just going with the basics of Python installation, Python versions. What are the versions? Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installation, Python execution most, right? Just I'll be just going with this. Fine. Okay, any more queries? So yes, many things, right? And Django, I'm going to show you a lot of things. One second, hold on. Just if you see the previous batches. Mhm. So in the previous batches, right? Weekend Django weekend batches or the weekday batches. If you open this Django apps, Django applications that we created, right? I said 20 plus, 25 plus, right? My project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these things. Django apps for anything, right? For any batch, more than 20 plus. I'll be discussing step by step. You can do parallelly along with me. If any error occurred, you will be sharing the screen. It's like a kind of hands-on we'll be doing for Django, right? Especially. And if you see that notes also, right? See this, if you talk about any notes, Django, just observe this notes. If you take any notes, right? Step by step, for example, just open it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, clearly I'll be saying activating, creating a project, creating a project, creating a application, the step, how to create, what is the command for it, for creating a project, for creating an application, what is the command, and you in the URLs, how to specify the URL, right? Step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, right? So in this way, clearly in the step wise, I'll be providing you starting how to step 10, start the server, step 12, giving the request, right? Okay, in this way, clear notes also will be this for this whatever in the stepwise manner I'll be providing you the notes. Yeah, but we won't write that much of coding. Everything will be already available in this framework, right? The Django framework. Yes, and also I'll be showing you on multiple IDs in real time what we use: PyCharm ID, Atom ID, VS Code ID, and also working with Python with Anaconda distributions, Jupyter Notebook, Spider ID, right? All this PyCharm community as well as professional, both will be working with. So step by step, I'll be showing you the installation process, how to download and how to install them, right? And how to work it, right? Fine. Any more queries? Anyone? Have you got any queries? So,
Sir,
okay, yes,
can you
yes.
please share the syllabus of this course totally?
Syllabus of this course, right? Yes. Um, yes, tomorrow you will be getting mails, right? Everyone to your whatever mail IDs, with what mail ID you have joined the meeting, so that you will be getting mails. I'll ask that online team to forward that mails to you, the syllabus, everything, right? You'll be
Yes.
getting. Fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
for I want to go to for testing. So
Hmm.
after Python, which course I completed? Testing.
You go for.
Testing.
Mhm.
I don't have a brief idea about that, but I listening from my friends and colleagues. They're talking me the go to for the testing.
Yes.
But after Python, which course are
If
preferred
you
for
want to go for
testing?
testing, yes, they have the separate courses for testing are available, right? Within this DURGASOFT, right? You can just contact this online. What is that front office for it?
But it's after a Python or a testing is a different software.
The one thing, Python directly or indirectly, every software employee will be touching Python at a point of time. So it will be involved in AWS or DevOps for writing scripts, in big data also, right? Implementation in Python, in data science also, total implementation in Python. Even it's as administrators, database or system administrators, writing scripts, Python scripts, that's compared with complex shell scripting, right? This Python script looks simple, right? So now it's Python is growing year by year with many modules it is introducing for various domains and environments to work with, right? So even in your resume, right, specifying Python, right, as a knowledge on if you go like the persons like AWS DevOps in the final interview round, they'll be asking, do you have knowledge on Python script? Even for other technologies like high-end technologies, right? Python nowadays, right? It has become must everyone to update with. It's one of the technology. It looks very simple. It's not complex. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Selenium, for even if you see Selenium with Python, right? Even in the testing side. So there are separate batches for that set with Python. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, sir.
Yes.
So actually, during this session, today's session, actually, I missed these classes because some of internet connectivity. So, is there any important topics are covered today?
So today just I was showing the introduction, like how the Python coding looks, right? Basics. From tomorrow you can attend the sessions from the basics, right? And you will be getting the recorded video. Everyone check your Google Drive tomorrow by afternoon.
So actually, I am using my Yahoo ID. So should I just drop a mail from my Google ID or something?
So you can just from tomorrow just use Google ID, everyone, for while joining the meeting. Everyone just use this Google Gmail ID, and those if you see this is the contact detail of this online team if you want to refer for a video, right? So tomorrow check your Google Drives, or you'll be getting the videos in your Google Drive shared with me. Some option you will see there within that. The other guys, if you use Yahoo ID, you can just take these contact details, call them, and just give your mail ID. They'll update it. Fine. Okay. Fine.
One more thing, sir.
Yes.
So should we get any material for this course, notes or something?
Yeah. So yes, you'll be getting, right. You'll be once the topic gets complete, you'll be getting the notes of it. Means the total whatever we are discussing. So the total whatever the class notes, everything you'll be getting in a soft copy, right, to your mail ID. So there is nothing.
Okay.
There is nothing theoretical. Everything will be practical, but with the neat comments I'll be giving you, right? Comments for every line. Comments are what it's performing. Yes.
Yeah, that is why, sir, because it is really hard to collect all these things from the video. So that is I'm asking for the notes actually.
Yes. So
Okay, sir,
yes,
not an issue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell me.
you'll be having this, not a problem, right? You'll be getting it to your mail IDs. I'll be forwarding you directly. Yes.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So if I'm done with your queries, so and one more, tomorrow also if people can attend the session same time using the same link to see, right, more on this Python. Tomorrow I'm starting with the basics of Python. It continues. The batch is going to continue from tomorrow onwards, right? Right. So if I'm done with your queries, then I'll sign off for today and meet you tomorrow at 9 p.m. same time. Follow the same link, right? Yes. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Bye now.